Hi everyone, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here with part one of my November book haul. All these books have arrived in the time that I have been laid up in bed because of my sore back, which as you can see I still am. And yeah, I regret nothing when it comes to these books because I've got nothing better to do than to troll through Amazon, eBay, Abe Books and all that good stuff. Netflix and BritBox have also been very good friends over the last few days. But anyway, on with the books. So the first one that I've got to show you is Poems, Bewitched and Haunted. This is an Everyman's Library Pocket Poets edition, and it's just beautiful. I saw this on Instagram and I cannot remember whose Instagram I saw it on, but it was the day after Halloween, so it was the 1st of November. I ordered this and it arrived just yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. So I did order this before my back went out, but it arrived as I was still in bed. This is beautiful and I cannot wait to get to it. I probably will save it for next year, purely because it is Halloween themed. A hellish array of ghosts and ghouls, hags and necromancers, witches and warlocks haunts these pages. A literary parade of phantoms and shades to add to the revelry of All Hallows Eve. From Homer to Horace, Pope to Poe, Randall Jarrell to James Merrill, Poems Bewitched and Haunted draws on nearly 3,000 years of poetic forays into the supernatural. Ovid conjures the witch Medea. Virgil summons Aeneas's wife? Aeneas. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Anyway, someone's wife from the afterlife. Baudelaire lays bare the wiles of the incubus, and Emily Dickinson records two souls conversing in a crypt in poems that call out to be read aloud, whether around the campfire or the Ouija board. From ballads and odes to spells and chants, dialogues and incantations, here is a veritable witch's brew of poems from the spirit world. And the inside is this gorgeous sort of pumpkin coloured orange, which I adore, and I cannot wait to get to this book, and I'm happy to add it to my ever-growing collection and my ever-growing TBR. Yes. So the next one is this, which I treated myself to after my gran sent me an early birthday gift. She sent me a card with some money in it, and yeah, I had to purchase this immediately. It's gorgeous. I hope you can see it. I can't lean any further forward because I am very sore. This is just a thing of absolute beauty, and the back looks like that. It is Tales for Twilight, 200 years of Scottish ghost stories, and there are writers from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Margaret Oliphant, Ian Rankin, Muriel Spark, Robert Louis Stevenson, and many, many more. And these have been selected by Alistair Kerr. Tales for Twilight is a treat for lovers of Tales for Twilight is a treat for lovers of the ghost story, classic or contemporary, traditional or enigmatic. Spanning 2 centuries, this collection offers spine-tingling and supernatural chills from absolute masters of the genre. And it's just, I can't wait to get to it. It's gorgeous, and let's see what stories we have. So we have Horror, a true story by Anonymous. A Tale for Twilight by Anonymous. The Body Snatcher by Robert Louis Stevenson. The Captain and the Pole Star, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The Lass with the Delicate Air, Eileen Bigland. The Drowned Rose by George Mackay Brown. The Girl I Left Behind by Muriel Spark, and I Live Here Now by Ian Rankin, among many, many more. And I can't wait to get to this because it's pretty, and I will treasure it forever because it was pretty much a gift from my gran. Yeah, so I look forward to that. So the next one is a very anticipated book for me this year, and it is A Three-Dog Problem by S.J. Bennett. And this is book number 2 in the Her Majesty the Queen Investigates series. I just loved The Windsor Knot, which was the first book in the series. It's just so good. Basically, the Queen is Miss Marple, And this one looks set to be brilliant. Queen Elizabeth II is having a royal nightmare. A referendum divides the nation, a tumultuous election grips the United States, and the body of a staff member is found dead beside the Buckingham Palace swimming pool. It is a tragic... Is it a tragic accident, as the police think, or is something more sinister going on? As Her Majesty looks for answers, her trusted assistant, Rosie, is on the trail of a treasured painting that once hung outside the Queen's bedroom. But when Rosie receives a threatening anonymous letter, Elizabeth knows dark forces are at work, and far too close to home. After all, though the staff and public may not realise it, she is the keenest sleuth among them. Sometimes it takes a queen's eye to see connections where no one else can. And not only is this going to be an amazing book, and the previous one was brilliant as well, but these books are gorgeous. I mean, that's just lovely. And the end papers, don't even get me started on the end papers, because they are a thing of absolute pure gorgeousness. And as a corgi owner and a royalist, I'm so into it because the Queen is there and there are two corgis, which I'm enamoured of. And there's another one there. He's just lovely. And then there's 3 on the front, and I have 3. So yes, without much further ado, I will move on to the next book. So the next book, well, the next 2 books are the fault entirely of Julie, the Hungry Bookworm, because on her Instagram, I can't remember if it was her story or her grid, I'll pop it on the screen down below when I find out for sure, she had a post of this, and it is Murder Isn't Easy, The Forensics of Agatha Christie by Carla Valentine. Now, as a devoted Agatha Christie fan, I couldn't not have this in my collection, and I can't wait to get to this because this sounds absolutely up my street. Agatha Christie is one of our most beloved authors, a storyteller unparalleled in her clever plots and twisting tales. But Agatha was also a forensic expert. In each of her books, she employs an expert weaving of human observation, ingenuity, and genuine science of the era. In Murder Isn't Easy, Carla Valentine illuminates all of Agatha's incredible knowledge, showing how she stayed at the cutting edge of forensics, from ballistics to fingerprint analysis, as seen through much-loved characters such as Poirot and Miss Marple. From the glamour and grit of Agatha Christie's stories to the real-life cases that inspired them, Murder Isn't Easy will immerse you in the forensics that influenced generations of writers and scientists alike. Now, also as a fan of true crime and the ins and outs and the mechanics of how crime crimes are solved and murderers and criminals are brought to justice, the idea of changing forensics and how things were done through the ages really appeals to me, so I cannot wait to dive in. And thank you so much to Julie for the peer pressure. Yes. So when I bought that one, this was an immediate recommendation to buy at the same time. So yeah, like any bookish magpie, I did. And this is Murder, the Biography by Kate Morgan. Now this is really up my street. This kind of fills the sort of the niche part of the crime genre that I really, really enjoy. I shall read you the inside. Totally gripping and brilliantly told, Murder, the Biography is a gruesome and utterly captivating portrait of the legal history of murder. The stories and the people involved in the history of murder are stranger, darker, and more compulsive than any crime fiction. There's the cannibalized cabin boy Richard Parker, whose death at the hands of his hungry crewmates led the Victorian courts to decisively outlaw a defence of necessity to murder. The incompetent Dr. Percy Bateman, whose violent disregard for his patients changed the law on manslaughter. Ruth Ellis, the last woman hanged in England, whose case played a crucial role in changes to the law around provocation in murder cases, and the deranged Scottish aristocrat Archibald Kinloch, whose fratricidal frenzy paved the way for the defence of diminished responsibility. These and many more are the people, victims, killers, lawyers, and judges who unwittingly shaped the law around this most grisly and storied of crimes. Join lawyer and writer Kate Morgan on a dark and macabre journey as she explores the strange stories and mysterious cases that have contributed to UK murder law. The big corporate killers, the vengeful spouses, the sloppy doctors, the absurd partners, the shoddy employers, each story a crime, and each crime a precedent that has contributed to the law's dark, murky, and at times shocking standing. I cannot wait to get to this book. And I'm so glad that when I bought this, that this was a recommendation, because this really is up my street, because I like to know the sort of ins and outs of the laws that you know were implemented after certain crimes, and how those crimes have changed laws going forwards, and how police procedure is carried out and done, and I just can't wait. But yeah, that is the end of my November book haul from my bed. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.